everyone, I am Ryan, creator of the Great Minecraft Race, and I am joined by a trustee from our European charity partners, Gamers Beat Cancer. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. Andrew, how are you?
I'm great today. How are you?
Yeah, doing very well, thank you. I'm very excited to talk about Gamers Beat Cancer. It's a fantastic charity we're very proud to be supporting. So I guess, first things first, let's start at the beginning. How was Gamers Beat Cancer founded?
So Games Beat Cancer was founded. It's hard to put a date on it. It's around in March 2019. Our founder was a gentleman called Stephen Bracewell. He founded the charity. But back in 2019, he was just going through. He was diagnosed with a form of leukemia called AML, which is like a blood cancer. And then obviously that started him on the journey through his cancer treatments. It started then he was spending a lot of time in isolation, and that's when he found that his passion for video games helped him through those times, both in connecting with other people as well as being able to have that sort of distraction element, the escapism and things like that that gaming can offer, that we all know offers and helps. Then from then he started a website, started to meet like-minded individuals and other people who were going through the journey and stuff like that. And then it kind of grew from there. It would have been a couple of years later then that it started actually being more than just him reaching out to people and sort of started as a forum. It started then becoming an entity of how we can help other people. Then it would have been 2.5 years ago where we got our charity status, and that's when we were starting to be able to actually help people and give the gift of gaming, which is what we've titled our main purpose, is the gift of gaming. If people are going through cancer treatments or their caregivers and things like that, they can apply to our gift of gaming program, and we can then send them at no cost to the individual some games, consoles, equipment, technology, and stuff like that that will aid them in their recovery.
Awesome. I mean, that sounds like a fantastic program. Do you want to talk about more, maybe a little bit of a case study on how that has actually helped someone previously with the Gift of Game program?
So we've recently this year we've actually started helping out with facilities as well, and I want to bring up there's with a charity called Young Life vs Cancer. They've got respite houses around the UK, and the idea is that when people have got particular types of cancer, there's only certain areas in the UK that can help them. One of these houses in Manchester, and it's called Jack's House, and we helped. We delivered them 3 consoles and a bunch of games for each of the consoles. And the idea of this house is like a respite house. So if people have got treatments in Manchester, because obviously there's some specialised facilities there, then they can stay at this house and then get the treatments and stuff like that. And Jack, the person that the house is named after, is an incredible person. We met him, and he was saying how games have helped him through his treatments, and he actually fundraised to have the house for the house to exist. So it was really incredible to meet him, and he was saying that it's definitely helped just in the fact that the escapism aspect of it as well. Obviously, when you're going through cancer treatments, you have to spend certain amounts of time in pure isolation when you're going through the chemo and stuff like that. And it's not like in the lockdowns when you could sneak over your garden fence and chat to your neighbor. You actually have to fully have the isolation aspect of it. So you'd go through days, if not weeks, of maybe a nurse coming in, bringing you a meal, but that's it. So as well as the physical pain and the recovery you're going through, is also the mental side of things as well. And gaming really provides a lot of help there.
Yeah, and something that Gamers Beat Cancer has always talked about, right, is the healing benefits almost of gaming. Do you want to talk a little bit on that, because most people might kind of see that statement and get a little bit confused. So I'm interested in your take on what the healing power of games really means.
Yes, absolutely. So one of our volunteers is a psychotherapist called Catherine Nibbs. She's done plenty of studies, and there's actual science. I won't pretend to know the science about it, but there's actual science behind the recovery of it. I think more from a more anecdotal point of view, I think there's the elements of being able to keep in contact with people when you're in isolation, being able to have almost an element of normality of just jumping on to play some games with your friends, as we all do. There's also the joy of getting lost in a story or a world you've created or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone knows that joy. You can kind of forget all the stresses and strains in the world, and we know for a fact that they help. One of the things we did with Stephen when he was going through one of his periods in isolation, we actually celebrated his birthday whilst he was in isolation hospital. We had a Jackbox Games night.
Oh.
And there was a group of like 8 or 9 of us all on a call, just doing the silly games, all of that. And for him, that made it so he wasn't just alone as well. So there's a lot of things like that that I think people underestimate the power of what that does. It gives a lot it helps people forget. It helps people. It's also staying in contact with people as well. So there's a lot of stuff like that, which I think sometimes gets missed, and sometimes people flip and say, "Oh, how does gaming actually help people?" But you'll know about friends that maybe you only met online, and the fact you can just get online, you can play your games, you can talk to people, and just carry on as if the other stuff isn't happening. Sometimes that's really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think most people watching this can absolutely relate to meeting people online, maybe never meeting them in person, but feeling like you have that connection, feeling like you have that friendship. It's a beautiful thing. So I guess I have one more question, and obviously we are here for the Great Minecraft Race, and of course we're supporting your fantastic charity. What do charity events like the Great Minecraft Race do for a charity like Gamers Beat Cancer?
So the main thing is that our charity is quite a cost-intensive one in terms of we provide equipment for people free of charge. We never ask for any fees off anyone. So that's including like delivery, logistics, and anything like that. So there's always a case of cost. It costs us on average £150 to help someone.
Wow.
And so last year in 2023, we helped 700 people. This year, it's been a tougher economic climate. We're around 400 people. Mm-hmm. And now obviously you times that by £150, you're getting into quite a large amount sums of money.
Sure.
So the very basic thing is that it's around £150 is the average spend. But even things like £10, it costs about £10 to courier a PC or a console to someone. £40 allows us to replace a hard drive and SSD in like an old PC, so old equipment to help someone out. And even things like £50 gives a PS Plus subscription for a year and things like that. So there's lots of little smaller costs like that help people along the way. And then into some of the larger costs, sometimes it'll be things like the cost of consoles. A Switch Lite's around £150. And then for other cases, it'll be sometimes they'll need other things where there may be mobility issues. It might be like an Oculus or something like that. They get into more like £300-400 ranges. And then in the larger scales where we're helping facilities, we'll be donating a number of consoles and a number of games. And then it's getting into sort of the thousands of pounds range. So there's a lot of ways, a lot of little cost increment in the work we do. And the money raised, we are purely funded from donations from companies and individuals, and events like this as well. And events like this can really have a massive impact on what we can do.
Well, there you go. Whether it's a little or a lot, please make sure you donate to our fundraiser in the link below. It will help us so much. And as you just heard, it will help Gamers Beat Cancer really try and improve the lives of those in need. Thank you so much for watching this short video, and we'll see you very soon for the official race. Looking forward to it. See you all soon.